It's Thursday, April 28th, and we're here on Speck's Run Road at the home of Adam and Mary Ritter Speck, actually the second home of the Speck family. And this was originally a farm, and you can see back here we have some of the original farm buildings are still in place, but they're not on this property any longer. They're not part of this owner's property. But I talked to the owner of the house, and she let me walk around the property here and take some pictures and some video. So this house, they were married in 1868 and lived on this farm, and there was another farmhouse down the road that burned earlier. So they built this in place of it, and I don't know the exact date. He died at 92 years of age in 1934 and was a Civil War veteran. And we'll visit their graves here a little later. They had 13 kids, and one died at a young age, about 15 or 16, and the rest grew into adulthood. Georgiana, our ancestor, lived in this area, although she didn't grow up in this house, but she lived here at the other house. And this is where she met Ralph Snyder, who worked at a quarry nearby here, who had come down from York. And that's how they ended up being a family and coming down here to visit the old home later on in life. So this is the house of her parents, Adam and Mary Speck. You can see this is still open land here out to the left, although they're getting ready to build something. And across the street, there's a lot of trailer type homes, and I think those are newly put in location here. So that's the little story about the family, the Speck family here in Ridgeway near Bunker Hill, West Virginia. Friday, April 29th, and we're in the Berkeley County Courthouse in Martinsburg, West Virginia, and we're in this huge vault, records vault, where they keep all their deeds and wills and historical papers. And I'm at a counter here that has stacks of will books, and we're here because we're going to look at will book number 28 from the 30s. You can see it says Berkeley County, West Virginia will book. And this is the will book that has the will of our great-grandfather, A.B. Adams Speck. It's on page 59 and 60. And we actually have copies of this that we got online. But this is the actual will, and apparently they had specific pages that they printed these on, and then doesn't have an actual signature, but it has the information, the witnesses, and the county clerk references all in here. So, and you can see here he talks about giving to his son Johnny Speck, his daughter Lula, Nanny, Bessie, Viola, and here is item F here regarding Mrs. Georgie Ralph Snyder, his daughter, where he had a note that he created for her. And maybe this was for when they bought their house. It's dated May 1st, 1915. don't really know what that's about. But anyway, it talks about how there was a 4% interest and what the due date is and how they're handling that for the will. So anyway, kind of a fun thing to see and a neat opportunity to be able to come in here. You can see how big this is. There's a stapler, and you can see how big this book is. It's Friday, April 29th, April 29th, 2022, and we're at Payne's Chapel in Bunker Hill, West Virginia, and this is their cemetery. And we're here because we have some family members. This is Adam B. Speck and Mary E. Speck, also Mary E. Ritter Speck, parents to Georgiana Speck Snyder and her 12 siblings. There are one of her sisters is here, Carrie, who took over the farm, the Speck farm, after the death of her father, Adam Speck. And then we also have a son, Walter, that died young at about, in 1895, he would have been about 13 or 14 years old, born in 1882. In this cemetery, there are a total of 5 siblings of Georgiana. 3 more are in the Green Hill Cemetery up in Martinsburg, and then there are 2 over in a cemetery called Western Cemetery in Baltimore, and then there's another one that's in Arlington. And she married a guy named Arch Clohan. That was Pauline, and they're both buried in Arlington, Virginia. So here we have Adam and Mary Speck. They were married in 1868, had 13 children. According to his obituary, he was taken captive by the Confederates at age 19, and he escaped and was captured again and escaped again. So he had quite some experiences. His father and mother both met up near Dillsburg in York County, and his mother is buried up there in York County in Barron's Cemetery, but his father, Frederick, we don't know where he's at. I found a source that says that he's up there, but I can't find him. So anyway, Frederick and his wife were the ones that came down here and settled this space, and for some reason they came down to West Virginia. We don't know why. So when Adam passed away, he had multiple pallbearers that were all his grandchildren, including one that was our direct ancestor, Glenn Snyder, was a pallbearer for his grandfather's funeral service, and Glenn Snyder never told anybody that he was the pallbearer for a Civil War veteran. So that was a secret he kept. So anyway, we're glad to be able to finish this up here. Oh, by the way, Mary Ritter's family is up north. Up in the Mount Hebron Cemetery in Winchester, Virginia, her parents, John William Ritter and Mary Jane Bromley, reside, and also the graves for Lewis Bromley, her father, and Mary Fanny Schwartz, her father. John Ritter's father, Jacob William Ritter, is supposed to be also in that cemetery, although we could not find a grave for him, but there are records of other places that indicate that he should be there. So that's That's the Speck Ritter family portrait from here in Bunker Hill in 2022. Thank you. Third Battle of Winchester, Virginia. And we're here because this battle was fought in the area of our ancestors, Frederick and Adam Speck. And you can see on here information about this battle, and right here, Bunker Hill, is where their farm was. And this was in the September-October time of 1864. Come late February and March of 1865, Adam was in the area and was caught by the Union Army and court-martialed for having in possession blankets, shirts, and shoes belonging to the cavalry or to the Union Army, and that was against the rules. It was against the law. So he was court-martialed for having those in his possession. And you can imagine with the battles going on, this particular battle here at Winchester was third of 3 battles in the area, but there were a total of 6 battles during the Civil War that were fought here. So you can only imagine that come the winter of 65, or late 64, early 65, that the folks around here might not have had everything they needed, and might have caused Adam to find a way to buy some shirts and other things that he needed. So he was found guilty, but was let go for having served 10 days already, as they felt that was enough penalty, and that he was proved to be a loyal Union person. He survived that experience and went on to get married in 1868, and lived on his farm until 1932, I believe. So that's the story of Adam Speck and his court-martial. Okay, it's Thursday, April 28th. We're in the Mount Hebron Cemetery down here in Virginia. And we're seeing on the right John William Ritter's headstone and grave, and to the left, Mary Jane Bromley. These folks are parents to Mary Elizabeth Ritter, who married Adam Speck. And of course, Adam and Mary Speck are the parents of Georgiana Speck and her 12 brothers and sisters. So these are Grandma Georgie's grandparents. She died in 1891. He died in 1904. And they are here in the Mount Hebron Cemetery. They were married in 1848, the 25th of March of 1848, in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Her parents are here, just on the other side of the road, and we're going to go see them in just a few minutes. It's Thursday, April 28th, 2022, in the Mount Hebron Cemetery in Winchester, Virginia. We're looking at a picture of Jacob William Ritter, and he was married to Sarah Laney Daly Ritter, and they were parents to John William Ritter, who was one of 11 children they had. We are here currently in the shadow of the last remaining wall of the Lutheran church that was the original building here on the cemetery, and where the original old cemetery was originally put in next to this Lutheran church. And this ancestor of ours, Jacob William Ritter, is purported to be buried here along with his son, John William Ritter, who is in another location. We don't have a record here, neither does the cemetery, of this family, Jacob and Sarah, being here, but there apparently are records elsewhere that place him here. So because the records here are so old, there just are some missing, so it's hard to know in the property. So we just thought we'd film right here in the shadow of the wall of the Lutheran Church, where they probably worshipped, or were members, and we wanted to find a way to remember them. So these folks would be great grandparents to Georgiana Speck. Thank you for watching. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. All my memories gather round her, mine is laid.